We left off in our last segment with number 4, so we're picking up here with number 5. Recall that larks, otherwise known as morning people, have advanced circadian rhythms and owls or night persons delayed. Hugh and his colleagues recently isolated 15 areas in the human genome that are associated with a tendency toward being a lark, hummingbird, or owl. Genetics have been found to determine somewhere between 44 to 55% of this trait. The rest is determined by lifestyle and behavioral choices. Number 6, a gene known as neuromedin U, oftentimes just referred to as NMU, has been called nature's stimulant for its apparent role in wakefulness and, by extension, insomnia. Chiu and his colleagues recently showed that zebrafish with an overactive NMU gene are more active both day and night and displayed a profound form of insomnia. There are actually many varieties of insomnia, as we will cover later in this class, but it is hopeful that this finding will eventually lead to better treatment options for humans who suffer from the particularly severe forms. Here's a 2-for-1 special that no one wants. Zhang and his colleagues. Now, this researcher's name is spelled Z-H-A-N-G, but it's pronounced Zhang. Zhang and his colleagues recently found that 2 rare variants of the period 3 gene, also known as capitals PER3 with no space, PER3, are linked to both seasonal affective disorder, also known as SAD, a form of depression that's related to change in the seasons and overall poor sleeping patterns. That's because PER3 helps regulate the sleep-wake cycle and the relationship between moods and natural light. This is the first human mutation directly linked to seasonal affective disorder and the first clear sign of a mechanism that could link sleep to mood disorders. Finally, there is heavy focus in sleep research currently on the study of sleep apnea. This means noteworthy funding incentives are being offered in this area. Sleep apnea is an extreme form of snoring in which an individual's airways become partially or completely blocked, leading to repetitive awakenings. It is quite common, with 22 million Americans currently diagnosed and many more suspected undiagnosed cases. Because of its prominence in relationship to myriad medical problems like cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, obesity, etc., researchers are racing to identify the gene or genes that place people at risk. This is a complex project because there are likely to be multiple genes involved. For instance, varied genes are likely responsible for helping define the shape of the airways, the control of the muscles surrounding the throat, and the overall control of breathing, all of which may cause or worsen sleep apnea. Another notable current research focus is on insomnia. This is especially a concern because of the significant growth in the use of sleeping pills in the American population, which, as you know, usually ends up in a particularly destructive feedback loop. This has increased the urgency for better, safer treatments for insomnia. This concludes our lecture on sleep genetics and also concludes part 2 of this class, focusing on the physiology of sleep. We wish you the best on your second exam, and congratulations for completing half of this class and all the new knowledge that you have accumulated on sleep. Our focus so far in this class has been on sleep. In our third quarter of this class, we will focus on dreams and dreaming.